Well, welcome back to Montreal.
Thank you very much.
You haven't been here in, what, 2 years?
2 years.
2 years already. And what has happened in the past 2 years since you've been to Montreal?
Well, we've been out on the road again last year in America and right across Europe, played in Brazil, and we've been very busy.
You've been very busy.
Three years of very busy times for Jethro Tull.
Do you like Montreal? Does Montreal have that little special flavor?
Well, I don't really know Montreal because I only see the hotel and the limo and the dressing room. I've never had a day off in Montreal, so I've never had a chance to even go to a restaurant in Montreal, let alone see the city. But what I see looks very nice, and the people seem great. It's a great audience in Montreal.
And you have a great following in the city as well. A lot of great fans of the Jethro Tull
Not a lot, quite a few.
Not a lot, quite a few?
Enough, yes, enough, yeah. Enough to make it worthwhile coming here, yes.
Good, good. And you obviously have a new album out, and it's not a supporting tour. You like touring. You've been doing it for quite a while now, and do you actually enjoy the tour? Do you like stage performances?
Usually. The truth is that maybe one show is terrible, one show is okay, and one show is great, and that's how you go. It's never great every night. I mean, playing rock and roll, it's like anything else. It can't be great all the time.
Ian Anderson,
yes, it is my job to make you think that it's great every night. Okay, so the audience have to think it's great every night.
Yes, another interview once again, because I heard you yesterday with a guy from a radio station from Montreal, and they were talking about this and they were talking about that, taking you back to the 20 years ago era. And well, I'm not going to ask the same questions because I think that'll be redundant up to a certain extent. We'd like to know how Ian Anderson feels about the music world right now.
Well, Jethro Tull is not really in the same world as the rest of most music bands, because for a start we've been around for 20 years, so we have an audience out there who like us. People who don't like Jethro Tull don't come to the concerts, so we don't have people coming to see Jethro Tull because they're curious to see what it's about. People have already made up their mind. They like Jethro Tull or they don't. So when I go on stage, it's a bit like being the best man at a very big family wedding. It's kind of friends and family out there. That's the sort of experience. So it's a good thing doing concerts. It's fun, usually. And
we were talking about the Who.
That's maybe a little different to how it is for the Who, because they're coming out. They're a legend to all the people who've never seen them but have heard of them and would come and see them because they're waiting to see that legend reawakened. Those who do know the Who and have seen them before will be coming because it's nostalgia, because they want to have those memories of their childhood or teenage years reawakened. And that's not a great thing to be doing. I would not like to be doing just that. I mean, for me it's important to have new music, new songs to play.
You have to be fresh all the time.
Well, yes, at least half of what we play on stage has to be fresh and different. And an hour of our music tonight you will never have seen before. No matter how many Jethro Tull concerts you've seen, you won't have seen us play 50% of tonight's concert. And that's how it always is.
And that is a little special element, I guess, for the public.
Well,
for
it's
the true
also for us, because we don't get bored. We're always having a challenge to have some new music to learn, plus maybe some old songs that we've never played on stage before. So for us, it's always a challenge every night. We have a lot of notes to remember to play, and in the right order. So you have to be.
And the lyrics as well.
That's right. So you have to be thinking. It's not easy. It's a hard work. 2 hours of a lot of work, a lot of memory, and the music's not that easy to play. Some of it's quite difficult to play.
I know. You have a lot of different.
So you have to work pretty hard at it.
Have you drawn a lot from classical music up to a certain extent?
A little bit, and from jazz and folk music and all sorts of things. But basically, we're a rock band. It's just that we're a rock band who plays and also uses mandolins and acoustic guitars and flutes and other sorts of instruments. So the music has more dynamic range than most rock music. But I still think it's rock music. I mean, what else can you call it? Well, don't tell me. You'll think of something nasty to say.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Not while I'm here, anyway.
We're going to see a first video clip from the most recent album. L'album s'intitule Rock Island. Le premier clip qu'on présente, Kissing Willie, Jethro Tull. On est de retour avec Ian Anderson dans quelques instants. Tull, Musique Plus. You were telling us about making videos, and it's not that much of a challenge for you. You think people put too much emphasis on videos?
Well, it's the time and the money expended on videos. Usually, see, it's the directors of videos, and even maybe the video departments of record companies, they're all playing at feature films. You know, they all really want to be movie directors when they grow up. And the problem is, for people like us, you know, we're on a tight schedule. We're not trying to mess around doing all this video stuff, and we like to kind of get the thing done quickly, and it all takes so long. You lose the excitement and you lose the momentum, you know. So the only way for us to do it is just to say, okay, we do whatever the director asks us to do, and I don't get involved in it. But maybe next time, maybe one day I will decide that the time has come
you direct it yourself.
To write and direct and do the whole thing myself, and I'll probably then realize just how hard it is.
You worked with a guy from Montreal, a band called Men Without Hats, when they released an album called The Pop Goes the World, and you were playing the flout for a song called On Tuesday.
That's right.
And did you meet Ivan?
I did, yes. He was only briefly, because I think he'd had his eardrum punctured at the time, so he wasn't really supposed to be in the studio making any noises. But yeah, he seemed a nice guy. I mean, I knew Men Without Hats because they had a big hit single in England 5-6 years ago, The Safety Dance.
That's right.
Probably a big hit everywhere. And then no one ever heard of them again. But I remember this particular song as being something a little different, a little special, and had a fun sort of video to go with it. So when they asked me to do it, I wasn't doing anything that day, so I said okay.
Did you enjoy the music?
Yes, somebody just gave me their new album to listen to. I haven't heard it yet, but I got handed it last night.
Because the color of the flout on that song in particular really made it fresh, and it was somewhat of a refreshing mood song. And
that's the thing. I mean, I'm surprised, you see, that Ivan does all this stuff, it seems. He's like into the synthesizer stuff and the drum machines and all that. But if I've ever heard a case for somebody with a voice that sounds like it really belongs amongst real woody instruments and real people playing them, then he's the guy. I mean, for my money, you know, that's what I'd have him do if I was producing his record. I'd get rid of all this electronic stuff and get him singing with some real instruments, and get a little bit more variation into the musical feel as well, because it's real electronic pop, and that's almost
too much.
Passe, you know. It's time for real musical instruments again, I think.